right, welcome back everyone to the Cool Tub. You're listening to CJTM Met Radio in Toronto. We're here talking about Honey Jam's 30th anniversary. Okay, we're making history this year for Honey Jam. $30 for 30th anniversary, the first and longest running female artist development program, and it's their first time at the legendary Massey Hall. We have one of the performers here with us. Welcome to the show for the first time, Feura.
Thank you for having me, Adriel, on the cool taste. Getting
Cool,
that
cool table.
table. God damn. I'm dyslexic as hell, and I'm pretty sure it's the cool table. I'm looking at the back though, and I'm like mixing letters up in my brain. So
Look, you're trying to read it backwards. Like, listen,
there you go.
you get a
That's how you
pass,
know
okay?
you got me authentically right off the top.
No, listen, we got you actually reading at this time in the morning, okay? So
That's true.
not mad at it at all. I want to go back in time to your Honey Jam origin story. How did you get involved? What was the first time you heard of them? Just tell us all about that.
I originally heard of Honey Jam. I mean, I'm somebody who started doing music pretty late in life. I was very much a theater kid, always wanted to do like Shakespeare, believe it or not. But in 2021, everything shut down due to the pandemic, and I was like, all right, I need a new creative outlet. So I started like dabbling in music, and I heard of Honey Jam through just like social media callouts. It was just like, come to this in-person audition, see what happens. And I'm like, great. Like, if anything, this will at least give me the ability to like try something new, put myself out there and eventually as you grow bigger stages, you got to get over that curve of being scared to do anything, right? I'm like at this point, I'm shirtless on stage sometimes, so like, whatever. This is nothing, right? So I show up to this audition, and at the time I was like kind of doing drag and hyperpop music at the same time. So I came in like full pink face paint. I've evolved as an artist since then. Now, if I'm doing pink face paint, it's gonna be a little more put together. Um, but yeah, I showed up to this audition and I think I was like third in line. I was like, I really still don't understand what Honey Jam is, but let's just see what happens. And I get up on stage and the mic automatically stops working. They have all these technical issues. And of course, being the theater kid that I am, I'm not going to stand up there and say nothing. So Elaine Overholt, who is our vocal coach, like mentor, who helps us throughout the duration of the program, she automatically had these like great pants on that were tiger print or something like that. And I said, "Hey, I would love to switch outfits with you. You think we could like do something with that?" And the whole like jury and judge table like they loved it. We were doing this like back and forth for a while because I had seen other artists go up and they were quite nervous and just like kind of standing there with their microphone really awkwardly. And I then proceeded to give a rap performance at the time. Which, like, knowing me now, I'm like a punk rocker and I'm like very much a vocalist, and that's what I put my time into training. So, like, they seriously saw potential in me before I really understand what was going on. But I gave this very like raunchy rap about being like, yeah, I'll get naked for you if you give me money. Uh, so, like a few weeks later, I get this phone call from Ebony, and she's amazing. She's the founder of Honey Jam. Absolutely incredible person. I admire her work ethic and her determination to get what she wants. And she basically has this like, so are you like serious or are you like you a shock artist? And I was like, I no, I'm like dead serious. And she's like, okay. We've had Elaine on the panel has really advocated for you. You can hear like the hesitation with every word, right? But we are willing to give you a shot in Honey Jam if you don't do that song that you auditioned with. So usually like the whatever song you audition it with is what you have to present at their like big performance, right? So after that, yeah, I ended up switching up the songs. I did more of like a pop song I had written, and I cannot thank them enough for the opportunities they give me to really get into the industry here in Toronto. They taught me, they had great workshops on like what is publishing or just like industry mixers, where eventually
Mhm.
I actually threw Honey Jam and they invited me to like a TIFF um audio workshop all about publishing and sync licensing stuff. And that's actually where I met the production team that I'm working with now, which is Illegal Audio here out of Toronto. So shout out to Honey Jam. They're literally the reason I'm making the album with the people I'm making it with.
I think we got to say two things. One, the universe is universe thing because I just talked to Christina about TIFF not even two
Yeah.
minutes ago because
Oh,
I
wow.
work at TIFF as well, so everything is full circle. And then I think you just won. There's a competition of Honey Jam origin story. Like there's no way anybody can top that. I think it was just meant to be in the craziest way possible. You said in an interview that you're someone with no filter, and that's
Yep.
something that my partner always says about me. And the first time she said it, I was like, I thought I had a great filter.
Yeah, right.
So so I'm like, my self-awareness is clearly very small. But is there something that you say or said that reminds you that you have no filter? Like when you think about that, are you like, oh, when I did this?
I don't know if it's necessarily me thinking about it because I've always been like this,
Hmm.
where I think my brain and my mouth move faster than any sort of filter that might activate. So more it's a matter of other people saying to me, "Sorry, what'd you just say?" And I go, "What'd I just say?"
Yeah,
I
that
think
that
that
happens.
yeah, even in the Honey Jam audition, like the no filter, just being like, want to switch outfits with me to like one of the judging panel of people who are highly
Hmm.
respected in the industry, being like, yeah, take off your pants, I'll put them on. That is a great example of having no filter.
I feel like having no filter is good. It helps. Sometimes it feels like verbal diarrhea, at least for me. I remember one of my most embarrassing moments, probably in my whole career. I was talking about an artist song on the radio. They had just did an interview. I was playing the interview on the show, and I said gender bending instead of genre bending. You can just imagine the like phone call and text that I got.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They did not want to be called gender bending. So I understand when it just feels like the words are flowing out of you. Um,
Yeah. Well, I give you allowance now to call me gender bending and any other slur under the sun. I actually embrace it. So,
you know what? I learned my lesson. You can't. There's not enough permission you can give me.
oh, I got a real good story for you. Did am I allowed to swear on this show? How is that?
Please do not.
Okay, I won't swear on this show, but I will implement what I said in an instance. I worked for like a production. I totally forgot that there were like a bunch of youth working on this production, and I had to have a meeting with HR once because I apparently could not say, actually, this isn't swearing. I quote couldn't say, "Come on, guys, give me the music, slam your nuts into the wall, and let's do this." That was an instance of filter lacking in that regard.
I guess for the kid, I think the kids would love that though. If you think about like 10-year-old you slam their
For
nuts into the
parents,
wall.
maybe not though, because I could only imagine the kids then went on to be like, "Yeah, and then our director said this thing."
No, no, and it's like things that you should say normally. You're like, this is not that crazy, and then you're like, you know what? It's crazy for you. It's
Yes,
crazy for you to say. You have a new single out,
I
right?
do.
Right? Yeah. Are we
For
excited or
sure.
what? I'm like, I feel like this is a long time coming. The new single smash. I have a line in there that I want to ask you about. We'll get to that. Okay, but tell
Hell
us
yeah.
about putting this together and actually putting it out.
Yeah, so this is all moving towards I actually have another single releasing next week, so you're getting the inside scoop on that. But yeah, Smash is my first single out. I worked with again amazing duo Illegal Audio made of Lexi J and Mark Kocher, and we've been working on the full project of like you will see as it rolls out for like a year and a half now. So we started writing together. We at the time it was more of just like doing writing sessions together, but we like kind of really built this incredible bond. And something that I've been coming into my own skin over the last, I would say like 2 years, is accepting myself for having no filter and being able to actually have power in my voice, because although I have no filter, I've always felt for a long time that rather than speak and then, kind of beg for forgiveness later in a sense, I just wouldn't speak at all. So I'd always like I would feel this like knot in my throat to not say anything. And Smash is my declaration of especially being a female person and a queer Asian person working in rock music. I don't know how many you can list, but like maybe one, right? And I grew up in very rural Ontario, like basically on a farm of like 100 acres of like nothing, right? My dad, he had a managed forest, so like my childhoods were spent like wood chipping and like planting trees. The music on the radio was just predominantly like country, white. It never felt like it really held a space for me. And I always felt like I couldn't really get into the music industry maybe because of that. And Smash is my declaration of being like, nah, I want to smash it. I want to smash it like it's this underdog anthem really, and when I have listeners listen to it, I want them to feel power in my voice. I'm not telling you necessarily like, hey, I'm gonna make you like me. I want you to listen to that song and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do what I want despite what other people say because I'm gonna make and carve my own path. So
Yeah, when I first heard it, the person I thought of, and I'm sure you did not think of this, but I thought of Kanye West because a lot of
oh
people
yeah.
they talked about his early music as kind of being a confidence builder for yourself. You know, if you say his lyrics to yourself, it builds confidence. That's what I felt about that song. I was like, yeah, like this is someone's probably hype song before they do something, or someone's
Exactly.
like, okay, I'm feeling myself. This is what I play. So I feel that a lot. I love this line that you have in there. You say, "Is your brain too small or your head too big? Let me show you so you
Don't
can
too
see."
thick.
Too
Thick skull.
thick. Oh
Yeah, yeah.
yes, too thick. Let me show you so you can see. So talk about that line because I think that one's really good.
It's really just having a closed-mindedness. It's like I think in order to be less accepting of people, it actually takes, I don't want to say like lower IQ, but like it really like that's
Say
kind of
it,
what
say
I'm
it, say
implementing.
it.
Like, are you dumb? Like I think to like disclude people either like from a conversation, a space, or just saying like, especially being somebody who identified as queer and came out as queer when I was 14. I got like shoved in trash cans. I had people try to literally like snap my neck because I used to play hockey, right? And these girls were just nasty. Um, and it was just a matter of like, in order to exclude somebody from a conversation, it's because you have to defend whatever you're thinking because you don't actually want to reflect on yourself. I always think that when somebody hates you with like such visceral intent, that it says more about them than you because there's something in you that they see that they're afraid of because it's probably within themselves. So that like to bring a line like, is your brain too small or your skull too thick? Let me show you so you can see. It's like I am reflecting as a mirror to what you don't like within yourself, whether that be your queerness, whether that be you're insecure that maybe you are less smart, so you have to hate on other races.
No, listen, my Twitter header they call it is life is a mirror. So
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. And as well, I always say judging someone else is low vibrational behavior. You
Yes.
know, like that's the only like I'm not gonna give you credit for being judgmental. I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, look at the way that she judged her. She's so smart. Like that's just not how that works.
Yeah.
And to judge someone else, I've always that's something like been important to me that like people shouldn't do that because in reality, I feel like everyone should have the right to be comfortable. You know, like
100%.
there's some people over there who are absolutely disgusting who are like, you know what, you don't deserve any rights. But most people deserve the right to be comfortable. And so if you feel like you have some kind of say in like going against that, that's why I feel like when you said is your brain too small, it's like that person thinks that their brain is not too small. Like they feel so
Exactly. Well,
they
it's
feel
so
so
true.
empowered.
The loudest person in the room or the one who wants to talk over top of everybody usually isn't the one who actually knows what they're talking about, right?
Hmm.
So it's true.
No, no, I like it. Can you tell us what you got coming next? You gave us the exclusive. Okay, we got a single coming next week, but do we have a
Yes.
date for the project? All the tea, spill it right here.
Absolutely. My next single is called Sick Medicine, and it's coming out the same day as the Honey Jam concert. So I got like that. I got that double promo to slap you with right there. So the Honey Jam concert is on July 30th, as well as my release of Sick Medicine. So I want to encourage everybody, come out, see the show, come meet me because I'll be there afterwards, and then come listen to Sick Medicine. Sick Medicine has been a fan favorite song at my live shows for like quite a while now, and it's actually the first song I wrote with legal audio, and it's my, how do I say, doctor prescription to headbang instead of cry about your toxic ex.
That will usually solve it. That will usually solve it. If you
Yeah,
got to do one of the
yeah,
two things about Toxic X, choose a headbang. That's
exactly.
healthier.
Exactly. And this is all coming out towards my full EP project release, which is August 27th, which also coincides with a regional tour, which kicks off with
Ooh.
a release show on August 28th in Toronto. And then we have six tour dates in total around Ontario and Quebec. So go to my website if you want to check out where I'm going to be in your city,
Ooh,
feuramusic.com.
that is exciting. Okay. Cool Table fans, I'm happy we got that exclusive here. Okay, we got new music on the way. Nothing we love more here than new music. Okay, I host a separate podcast. We had a guest on, and he's an artist as well as a designer. And I said, you can't come back on the show till you put music out. I said, we are
Yeah.
not talking to you again until you put music out. So we love when the music is actually coming out. Now, this next question. I'm very excited to see what you say for this because you already have a legendary origin story, okay? And that can't be topped. But we have this segment on the radio show called Wednesday Wisdom. We ask for a motivational quote or saying either you remind yourself of or the people around you. So what's that quote for you?
Be unapologetically you. That's something I say to myself every morning. Again, no filter though, so again,
Mhm.
I'm just doing it anyways.
Now, to me, that is like the best advice you can give. I had a friend say to me one time, and I almost teared up. I hate that she said this when I was on camera, but she said, "You're always yourself, and it teaches other people to be themselves." And I thought that was so interesting because I'm
Yeah.
like, just think you need to be taught to be yourself is interesting. But the
Mhm.
other quote I have, which I'm gonna kind of retweet and quote tweet your quote, is "Yourself is always enough." And I think
Yes.
that is important too, because people don't want to be themselves. They think they gotta change for whatever reason, but no, yourself is always enough.
Yeah. And I was somebody who had to like really battle with my own anxiety. I definitely have like a very anxious personality, and growing up like I was afraid to dance. I was afraid to hug people. I was
Mm.
like always in this fight or flight, and it made me, because I didn't like who I was, think that other people didn't like who I was. So it took a lot of breaking that down to actually be unapologetically myself. I still find myself, especially, being a female, a lot of the time we're told to you have to apologize, say sorry to make everyone else comfortable, right?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's catching my tongue and just even like somebody else runs into me on the street while I'm like trying to pass them by, not saying sorry because what do I have to apologize
Yeah,
for?
well, you did this. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Or showing up and being exactly who I am and not feeling like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm too much. It's like, no, this is me. If you don't like it, you can leave.
Yeah, no, I think I had to learn that almost the hard way twice. Like, I think growing up, I was always myself. Like, the younger me, thank God I didn't have Instagram or Twitter back then. The younger me was a different guy. But as I got older, being in a lot of different spaces, I saw the power in being myself because you think you're in a certain space, everyone's going to be so stuffy, or you think everyone's almost too professional. Like, no, these are
Yeah.
people. Everyone's kind of posturing to not get tried in a sense. I saw that with my dad growing up. My dad, when I was younger, I thought he was so serious. I was like,
Hmm.
my dad is such a serious guy, so stern. My dad is a clown, one of the most unserious people you could ever meet. And as I got older, I said, he's just, showing that front to kind of fit in and not
Yeah.
stand out as too much of a jokester. So you're right. Being yourself is always the right choice. Now, this
Yeah.
last one, I'm also excited to see what you say for this because Honey Jam, 30th anniversary. Very, very exciting. First time at Massey Hall. Is there someone you would want to see perform or come as a special guest to Honey Jam? They don't got to be Canadian, but someone who
Ooh.
just for your own love you'd want to see.
Come as a special guest. It's funny because when you say this question to me, like the people that I think of are my community members, firstly. It's like people who know me, I've never really actually been much into like pop culture or like big people. My
Hmm.
favorite artist by far is like Lady Gaga. Weirdly, I'm like, I don't know if I would want her. I think I would want like my original drama teacher to come and see this, who I don't know where she is now. I haven't seen her in such a long time, but just to
Hmm.
show her how far I've come and like the original lessons that she taught me of, that authenticity. And she was the first person who actually like really believed in me as an artist and saw potential to like be a leader and gave me an actual directing position early on and connected me with stuff. So I know it's not like the big answer of like, okay, if you want to know my favorite artist is Lady Gaga, if she showed up and sung with me, that would be really cool. But I do think of my first drama teacher, Miss Bennett, and I'm like, yeah, I would love for her to be here, but I have no connection anymore. So
Listen, big shout out to Miss Bennett. I think that's a great
yeah,
answer. I think those are the people who we don't give enough love to. Honestly, like
truly.
I have a couple of my old teachers on LinkedIn, and I'm always being like, I gotta see what they're up to, and especially because, these teachers kind of build you to like what you become in general. I think about me as a journalist. I had different English teachers tell me they're like, Angel, you're a good writer, but I can tell you don't proofread your work. And I was like, you can tell? What do you mean you can tell? And it's like, but them telling me I was even good at writing obviously made a difference. So listen, I like that answer a lot. So like like, you have two answers here that no one can really top. I gotta say, like I'm not trying to toot your horn, but like your old teacher, that's a goated answer right there. And your origin story, like that's straight out of a movie for sure. Like I'm
Thank
telling
you.
you right now.
Well, maybe you can play me in my movie biography later on.
You know
You got to paint
what?
yourself pink though.
Pink face? Listen,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have it. I was also a theater kid, so it's been years since
No
I've painted my
way.
face. Yeah, yeah. No, between us, no one knows, no one knows. But it's been years since my face has been painted in any way, shape, or form. But listen, thank you for joining us, man. This has been a great, great pleasure. I'm excited for everyone to actually go to Honey Jam July 30th. $30, 30th anniversary
30
at
bucks.
Massey
It's like
Hall.
such a good price. Where else are you gonna find $30 tickets for Massey Hall?
Yeah, no, exactly. So please, everyone, be out there. I'm very excited. And until next time, know yourself, know your worth.
Thank you.